The No Fate channel, checking in. And today's episode of the supplement review is going way overboard because from MyProtein.com, I have not one, but three of their brand new whey protein flavors. In their clear whey isolate lineup, I have their Blackberry. I also have their two new fruity cereals that they've released. One is literally labeled Fruity Cereal, and the other one is flavored Marshmallow Cereal. And we're going to dive in and do a full review. But if this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. On this Dad Supplement series, I simply review a supplement on every episode to help you decide if it is right for your fitness goals, your health needs, and most importantly, that hard-earned money. I want to know from you which protein you're currently using. Drop it in the comments below and let me know if I should be doing a future review of it. Now, MyProtein.com, if you are not familiar, you are living under a stone because people love them. They're an overseas company that has blown up here in the United States because they are no frills. Most of their supplements come in bags and they don't have crazy, advertising dollars. They don't have crazy models repping their stuff. They just simply create good products at basement prices. They even have clothing lines that are extremely affordable, as you can see here. But today we're going to be diving in. We're going to be talking about flavor and cost. Overall, with MyProtein.com, I have been a fan largely of their prices. Their products are good. Some of them, their taste has been amazing, and some of them, their taste has been downright horrible. And that's why I do these reviews, because even though their prices are crazy, and at the end of this video I am going to tell you 3 ways to save on their supplements, it's still, even getting a product at a rock bottom basement price, if the flavor is not good, you're going to regret it on every scoopful. So we're going to mix all 3 of these up, and then I'm going to tell you about them and we'll do the taste test. Let's get to it. For some reason, every time I mix supplements on my desk, it ends up looking like a scene out of Scarface. My clothes are literally like dotted. You can't see it. My pants are dotted with protein powder. I don't know how I end up getting more protein powder on my desk and my clothes than I actually do in the bottles. But yeah, hopefully I can figure out a solution to that in the future. We're going to start off with the clear whey isolate. Let's go over the ingredients. 1 scoop is going to be 24 grams, 80 calories, 0 fat, 1 gram of carbohydrates, 0 grams of sugar, and then 20 grams of protein. And that protein comes from hydrolyzed whey protein. And that is a whey protein isolate. And on the instructions, if you've never had a clear whey isolate before, there's a ton of foaming. You do need to shake it, and usually you need to let it sit or settle for about a minute. You can probably see there's tons and tons of foaming in there, frankly, because I gave it a super good shake, and there is a whisking ball in there. Typically, the difference between your clear whey isolates and your normal whey isolate proteins are the flavoring systems. Typically, with the normal protein that you're used to, you're thinking strawberry, chocolate, vanilla. You get the idea. And all the other iterations of those proteins are based off of those 3 primer flavors. With your clear whey isolates, you get more of a tropical flavor. Typically, you can think like, get your head in the idea of like the BCAA, EAA flavors, a lot more tropical, kind of like fun, fruity flavors that you just typically don't get, and it's a lot easier going down typically, and obviously since it's an isolate, it's going to digest very, very smoothly. So the foaming has come down a little bit. We're probably a minute in. I probably should give it another minute. Blackberry tastes like a blackberry. I will say the foaming is a concern. This has to be the most foaming I've gotten on a clear whey isolate. Even I have tried MyProtein's other clear whey isolates, and that's a super aggressive foaming. Hopefully there'd be less foaming if I used a little more water. Also, speaking of water, I think I should have used more water because the sweetness on here was like overboard. It was over the top, Stallone style. It was like almost like a candy flavored blackberry. So not like your typical fruit that's refreshing and sweet. This was like a candy version of blackberry. Obviously, that flavor would probably be dulled with 2 or 3 extra ounces of water, but that's how it stands. Overall, it's probably not my favorite flavor of their clear whey isolate. but it's not my worst flavor of their Clear Whey isolate. I want to put this one in the middle if memory serves. Their Mojito, and there was like one other that was like, that would definitely be above this. I'd probably put this one solidly in the middle. If you are a fan of Blackberry and you're looking for a Clear Whey isolate, then this is it. But unless you're a fan of Blackberry, I don't think this is going to be right for you. Just because their other flavors have been stellar. I will put their other flavors up here, and I'll link in the description my other reviews of their Clear Whey isolates. And again, if memory serves, the Mojito was like 1 or 2. Definitely a standout. I'm going to go over the macros on MyProtein's Impact Whey protein. The labels on these are absolutely identical, so I'm only going to go over one. One serving, 25 grams, 100 calories, 1.5 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbohydrates, and 1 gram of sugar, and then 18 grams of protein. Where's that protein come from? Whey protein concentrate. They do have an Impact Whey isolate that is a purer form of protein that has fewer flavors, and I have personally noticed that those flavors don't necessarily stand out as well as their concentrate because they tend to have 0 fat and even less carbohydrates. Although the number one flavor in my book is their salted caramel in their Impact Whey isolate flavor, but the rest of them tend to be on the average or below average side. MyProtein's Impact Whey protein is probably their biggest seller by far. Reason being, it is probably the cheapest, lowest budget whey protein you are ever gonna find. When this thing first came into the market in the US, they had like a bunch of flavors and only one of them was good, salted caramel. To date, they have released over a dozen. I think they're close to 2 dozen flavors. I'll put as many flavors as will fit on the screen up here. And they keep doing a better job of improving their flavors. Just off the top of my head, salted caramel, snickerdoodle, French toast, and birthday cake, all solid top 4 flavors. You can't go wrong with those flavors. And they do have your chocolates and your vanillas. Recently in the supplement industry, they have a big push towards breakfast flavored protein. People like to kind of get up, mix a bowl of protein, and make it feel like they're eating cereal. I know a lot of people that will mix their cereal with, instead of using milk, they'll use protein, or they'll use milk and protein to kind of boost up the nutrients and the macros of their normal everyday breakfast cereal. So it is a common trend, and it is nice to see, hey, MyProtein jumping on board. Let's get into these fruity flavored proteins. For reference, I used 7 ounces of water, and I do have a whisking ball in here. I always try to standardize the mixing of the proteins so that obviously if I'm using water and you take it home and you use milk or almond milk or whatever, it's probably going to taste better than how I'm mixing it here. Okay, so the fruity cereal tastes like a generic version of Fruity Pebbles. If you've ever had Fruity Pebbles as a kid or an adult, it's like the generic version, right? Not the Coke version, the cola version. It's just good, but it's not great. Reason being is the flavor doesn't necessarily pop, and I didn't use much water in here. I expected to have a really strong flavor. I would probably recommend trying to mix it with like 4 ounces to really bring out that flavor if you go with the fruity cereal. By no means is it bad, but I have had a number of Fruity Pebbles and fruity cereal proteins that are absolute standouts. If you've ever wanted to know what a marshmallow cereal tastes like, here we go. Okay, for flavor, there was actually more flavor than the Fruity Pebbles. And again, I mixed them exactly identical water, identical temperature, identical scoop. There was actually more marshmallow flavor in here, and it tastes like a marshmallow cereal. The question you have to ask yourself is, do you want to be drinking a marshmallow cereal? I would imagine that if you're looking to mix this with like a whole milk and really kind of get that kid cereal vibe going on, you can do it. For me, it just didn't hit home. It tastes like it's supposed to. It does taste like a marshmallow cereal, so thumbs up to MyProtein, but I just don't know who's really in the mood to be drinking, you know, a scoop of marshmallow protein cereal every day, I guess. Just different folks for different strokes. All right, I promised to go over the 3 ways to save money at MyProtein.com, and I'm going to do it right now. There's a reason I didn't talk about the price points on these products, because MyProtein has crazy sales all the time, and that changes and fluctuates the prices so often that if I give you a price, that when I go to edit it, that price might even change. Assume that you're never ever going to pay retail. Why? Reason number 1, if you use my affiliate code in the description of this video and use NoFate247, you're going to get 40 up to 60% off their retail price. Ridiculous. They have crazy sales. Just yesterday, I was able to get 50% off. But again, I'll put the prices on all 3 of these with my code as of the time that I'm going to release this video, so you know what to expect. And frankly, if you have your head on a swivel, you can actually do better than that. How do you do better than that NoFate247 coupon code? Be a new subscriber. They love new subscribers, new clients, because if you're a new customer, you're going to be a repeat customer. Their stuff is that good and their prices are that low. And the third and final way is to use that code, but use it during one of their crazy sales. As I mentioned, that code goes from 40% all the way up to 60%, like 4th of July, Black Friday, Cinco de Mayo, St. Patrick's Day. They have these crazy sales, and then if you're aware of them, you can really take advantage to get your supplements at the craziest, lowest possible prices ever. I want to know in the comments below from you what protein you're currently using at the moment, and if it's something that I should pick up to review for this channel. While you're down there, make sure you give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. It's not going to hit itself. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. This channel is dedicated to my life as a father of 2 wonderful children, and it centers around health, fitness, and all of the tricks and tribulations that I go through to try to be a great parent to my children and still accomplish my own personal goals.